Alright, let us take a look at curves and see how we can use them to do damage fall off. Alright, so the actual scenes don't matter all too much. I just have a static body here. When my bullet hits it, it's going to report back the damage, and I just had it print out the distance between my player and the wall so I can kind of see like a max distance that I'm looking at here. So we're just printing out that, and I'm printing out the amount of damage that we're doing. And as you see, the number changes, and it's going to change based off of how close we are to this object when we shoot it. Alright, so that's just a static body, of course, with a sprite and a collision shape. My player is just a sprite. The script is nothing special. It's just a simple way to move left and right so I can change my distance, and an ability to shoot my bullet. And you'll notice here I have a variable on my bullet called player position where I'm passing in that position. And the reason why I'm doing that here when I'm spawning it in is because I want the damage dealt to be based off of where I'm shooting from, right? So if I shoot at 10 feet away and then I run and I'm 5 feet away, I don't want it to calculate based off of that 5-foot distance. I want it to calculate based off of that 10-foot distance from the distance that it was shot at, if that makes sense. All right, so there's nothing fancy going on in this player script at all. Everything's going to be happening in our bullet. So if we head on over to the bullet, we can see I'm just using a sprite with an area and a collision shape to detect when I shoot or hit that static body, and then from there I can do my calculations. Now what we're using here is a curve, so I have a variable called damage fall off. If I jump over right here, and that is a curve type. That's going to allow me to come inside here, create a new curve, and I can adjust these points to make whatever curved shape I want. Now, the way this is going to work here in the inspector, I can go ahead and do this real quick, is we can see by default we're going from 0 to 1 on both the X and Y. You can modify these if you really want to. But for this is perfectly fine. We don't really need to go above or beyond if we're doing damage fall off like this. And what we're basically saying is right at the beginning here, when we're at the closest point of 0 distance, effectively, right? We're going to look at a multiplier damage of 1.0, so that's going to give us the full damage. And as we go along this curve, as you can see, the curve is going down, so that's going to show us that the further away that we get, the less damage that we're actually going to be doing here. And these decimal values here will probably make more sense once we get into the maths. Let's go ahead and take a look at how we use this curve. I have a max range of 1,000. Now for your game, this might be different. Or maybe for your weapons, this might vary based on those. There's that player position variable that I mentioned here is a vector too, so I can just pass that in. And the hit body, which is going to be whatever it is that we hit. And as you can see, I have the area signal connected here for body entered. And we just assign body, so whatever we hit, it's passed into hit body. And then damage is going to be an integer that comes from our custom function here called calculate damage. And then I'm just printing out whatever number that is so we can see that it works. Right, so calculate damage, what is it doing? Well, the first thing we're doing, we're saying if we don't have a player position or hit body somehow is empty, we haven't hit anything, or we hit something but it comes back as null, whatever, or damage not damage fall off. So if we haven't set up a curve, then we're just going to return the default damage numbers. However, if we do have a curve and all this stuff checks out, then we're going to first calculate the distance, so player position, which has to be a vector too, so that's why I'm passing in my global position at the time of shooting here. Remember, distance to hit body, so this is going to be the thing we hit, global position. So we're getting the distance from where I shot to the thing I hit. Then we're going to normalize that distance by clamping it off. And what this clamp is doing is basically going to take our first argument here. This is going to be the value that we want to clamp. So in my case, it's going to be distance divided by max range. So if I'm at 1,000, we're going to divide that by 1,000, right? Because my max range is 1,000, and that's going to give us a number. In this case, 1,000 by 1,000 will give us 1.0. So this is what we're clamping off here. So we cannot be lower than 0, and we cannot be above 1.0. So if ours, as you see down here in the inspector, 1046.52038, blah, 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 is where I'm spawning as my player. So we divide that by 1,000. That would give us, had to make sure I wasn't crazy there, 1.0046, which is over 1.0. So what this clamp is going to do is going to say, no, you're over 1, you can't be over 1, so we're going to set you to 1. Right? And that is going to line up with our x-axis down here in our curve. So we see 1 is going to be our maximum. So if you change this to be higher than 1, for whatever your reason is, then this max number is what you're going to use. If you're going to set it to somehow lower than 0, then that's what you're going to modify our minimum here to be. All right, so once we have that number between our 0 and 1.0 values here, and what we're going to do is we're going to get that damage multiplier. So we're going to get whatever that value is in the y-axis based on where we are on the x. So based off where we are, we're going to get the damage fall off, which is our variable, and it's a curve. So we're going to get the sample, which is going to be right down here. And we're going to get that normalized distance. So we're going to get that point on the x here, whatever number that is. And based off of that, if I just hover over sample here, you can see it, we're going to get that y value returned back to us. So if we're at 0.5 and we go up, we're going to get this value here, whatever number that is on this curve. And now to get our final damage, I'm converting it to an int because I don't want to do decimals, but maybe you want to do them, right? Maybe you want to allow floats in your game. But for my example, just making it easier, and we're just rounding everything off to being an integer. So we just do damage times our multiplier, and we return that final damage. Now in this case, for me, it's just damage here, but for you, you'd probably deal damage to that body, to the hit body, right? Whatever enemy it is that you ended up shooting. And because of this, if we go in and take a look, we can take the shot, it hits 16. If I go off screen all the way to the left for a while and I shoot, we can see I've gone far past 1,000 and I'm still doing 16. That is the minimum damage I can do. And you'll see as I get closer here, I'm just going to keep shooting. You can see my number goes up, and right up close is max damage. As I get further and further away, my damage gets lower and lower. Now that is fully based off of the curve that we're setting. And there are some presets here. Now, obviously, these presets aren't really going to work for us because they kind of go from down up. We want to go from up down, but we can go ahead and say maybe up to 0.5. We do this much damage, and then maybe we do 0 damage when we get to max distance. And I just opened up the bullet scene. I want to open up my actual world here. Right, so we can see at this max distance, right, I'm over 1,000 because I hit it all the way down at 0 on the y value on the x. I'm doing 0 damage, and as I get closer, eventually I'll start dealing damage when I get under that value. And it's not much because of how sharp we got that curve off. But you can see we're doing max damage pretty well from even further back here, somewhere around here, right? Somewhere around that halfway point. So right around here, we're still getting that maximum amount of damage instead of having to be super up close in their face. So you can see something like this might be like an assault rifle, and then what we had before, where you had to be super up close like this, maybe that curve would have been better for maybe more of a shotgun. All right, and that is just one example of what you can use a curve for, is that bullet drop off or the damage fall off for your weapons. So if you take a look here on the right, I just did some really funky graph that might work for other things, not so much to make sense for damage fall off. But you can see we start up, we have that harsh fall off, and then for some reason our damage comes back up and then it curves back down. Doesn't really make sense in terms of damage fall off. As you can see, it's really, really strange. But you could do weird things like that. And here's just another example. When it comes to curves, here's one using a curve for movement. So it moves slow when it gets towards the edges of the screen as it moves back and forth, and it moves fast in the middle. Right? Hopefully you can see that easily if I come up. Maybe even change that to 500 speed. Maybe that'll help make it even more visible. You can take a look. There you go. So you can see it moves slow on the edges and speeds up in the middle. So you can have kind of dynamic or variable platforms if you want to use different curves. And no worries, if you want to save your curve, you do have a save option for that, just like every other type of resource. But there you go. There's curves as well as two simple ways that you can go about using it. Primarily, we talked about damage fall off.